Okay, so we're back in the public session. We've got three meaningful agenda items left. So now we're going to hand over to Jenny Connett, our pensions manager, who's going to provide a pension fund administration update. Jenny, welcome, and over to you.
Yeah, good evening. So hopefully everyone's had a quick look at the report. And you'll see from this that things are improving with the LPPA. Their scores are improving for meeting the target. The dip was due to the changeover from the administration systems on phase 2 was kicking in at about December time. So the main report you've got is for January, February and March, which shows 87.6, but performance has picked up during April and May, and the May figure standalone is now at 98.5%. So things have improved over the recent months. But I don't know if there's any questions on the report.
Are there any questions? Sigmund.
Yeah, thank you. Jenny, in terms of the where was it? The annual benefit statements. Do we have an idea of a timeline? Because I know there might be a delay. There's probably going to be a delay, but do we know when that's likely to be? Or have we given them a deadline to say that it can't be beyond, October, for example?
No, so the deadline for this year's annual benefit statements is the 31st of August. Unfortunately, here at the council, we have been experienced some significant difficulties with getting the information to the LPPA. So there have been delays at our end this year. Last year, there were delays at the LPPA end, but this year the delays are here at Ealing Council. The data has been submitted, but it's been resubmitted twice so far. And it's not been pushed through to the system yet. The aim was really for it to be in by May, but here we are at the beginning of July, and I'm hoping it will be in this week. And then we still have to answer the queries before the annual benefit statements can be issued. So we are behind. I don't know as yet if we will miss the target or not. We just have to wait and see.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Rice.
Thank you. Can I just ask about the casework performance against SLA on performance standard there? Because just really what the significance is of the percentage for deaths. Does that mean that we are down on our casework performance standards when it comes to people maybe coming to us to report that there's been a death? Is that what it means? And that's actually probably quite concerning, because I'm in the process of this myself at the moment, and I've actually had to deal with this, and so it's probably not really what people want to have to deal with. Thank you.
No, definitely. The performance figures you see at the moment in the January to March figures, it's not a true reflection. They've been having significant issues with their reporting system. And so even though cases are on time, it's been reporting as though they've been behind. That's not to say that they are 100% on time, but it's not quite as bad as it looks. So yes, there are some delays, but a delay might only be a few days. It's not saying that the delays are months or anything like that, but performance is improving. But it's been a long process the past year to switch administration systems, and they are dealing with so many records, so many members, but it has caused some problems, and they admit to this, but they are doing everything in their powers to recover it, and we are seeing with the April and May figures that things are recovering. I'll just have a quick look, see if I can see the May. So on the May report, the bereavements for May are up at 97.1% for bereavement, so against the SLA. So there were 34 cases, So we've only missed one case on the SLA timeframes. Timeframes are quite short. They do only have 5 days to complete a case. But yeah, for May, the figure on bereavements is 97.1.
Thank you.
Any further questions? In that case, I think we can note performance of the local pensions partnership administration.
Just one more thing, if I could. I wondered if I could add something to be noted, or if you'd rather I defer it to the next meeting.
If you wouldn't mind deferring to the next meeting, that would be hugely appreciated.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you, Jenny.
Thanks then, bye.
Goodbye. Okay, the next agenda item is the Pension Fund Performance Monitor update for the quarter ended 31st of March 2023. And I'll hand it to Bridget.
Okay, hello. This report is mostly updating and mostly for noting the key decision that was taken in between meeting, which Philip has already alluded to, which is the decision to submit the redemption request to Lothbury. The history is that Lothbury was a company set up as a result of a management buyout. The CEO and the key investment manager were part of that team. They were then bought by Nomura, and basically there is now a parting of ways. So and that's a key thing that's happened. Usually when they're monitoring a fund, they will look at the people, philosophy and process, and it is quite key that those people have departed at a time when that strategy is facing significant headwinds. One of the things with offices is, what's happened since COVID, and offices are in less demand, but it's also given people who are taking office leases much more negotiating powers. For example, they're not taking long leases anymore. They're asking for an option to break the lease, very short time scales, which then means that those funds are spending a lot of money doing up the offices again. So that strategy is really facing a lot of headwinds, and without two key people, it's quite good to consider our options and wait to see. But as it's been decided, we will bring the new team in to discuss at the next meeting. Otherwise, unless you've got any questions, I've got nothing else that I need to really highlight in this report.
Thank you. Were there any further questions? Councillor Rice.
Yes, because as I alluded to earlier, just when it comes to what's going on in Hammersmith with the multi-let office building, I mean, that is actually just quite interesting, because that is something that I was really under the impression that that's becoming more and more popular for people to want to move into such office environments where they're renting an office. Maybe they don't want to work from home, but just have their own space where they can work alone. So I'm just really quite intrigued as to why that's not doing so well. I mean,
there's definitely more people working from home now. So people are not needing the same amount of space. I mean, you only need to look at our building to see that you're not needing the same amount of space because you're rotating. I think some people are taking smaller but higher quality offices, but definitely the office space is facing a lot of headwinds. I mean, people are being asked to come back in now, but I think you're rarely getting the full complement of the establishment in on the same day. So they're needing less space. That's generally what's happening. Yeah.
Thank you. I see no other further questions. So we had 1.1 to 1.8 and 1.11 to note. So I think we can say we've done that. And then 1.9 and 1.10 we did in received presentations and updates. So I think we can say we've covered that off as well. Then we've got agenda item 10, which is the Pension Fund Annual Report and Audit Arrangements for 2022-2023. And I hand back to Bridget.
Yes, this is a very early draft of the annual report been brought. It is still very much in draft, and just ask you to have a look and see if there's anything you would need changed, your names, spellings, etc., etc. But we're asking for delegation to the Chief Finance Officer to take this forward and bring it back when it's concluded.
Yeah. Just quickly, yeah, on page 10 of the report, I was present at the last training, because it was at the last committee on in March, and my name's on the minutes as well. So be grateful if that could be amended. And also on the 11th of the 8th, 22, I was present at that as well. And you might want to change Linda Zimmerman's name as a main contact person, because she'd left the council as well.
Thank you, noted.
Were there any further comments or questions to the report? When do we need to finalise? When is it totally?
The report needs to be published by the 1st of December statutorily.
And when's our internal deadline?
Oh, okay. I can email to let you know, but maybe sometime around September, by the next meeting anyway, before the next meeting. So.
Okay, well, how about that? If anyone does have any comments, if we have any, if you send them to Budget by the 31st of August, then I think we'll assume that that's then finalised. So again, we've got various recommendations. Well, not recommendations. We've got 2 noting, which I think we could say we've done, and then delegating the authority to the Strategic Director of Resources to finalise the report. So are we happy to do that? Fantastic. And we are then at the end of the meeting, and the date of the next meeting is the 12th of September 2023. So thank you very much for attending and participating.